What's up, everybody? Welcome to the episode 14. Oh my god, I just had like a brain
You did what
fart.
I did last
Yeah.
week.
It's episode 14 of the Communication Error podcast. It is the community patch notes episode for 2D versus 3D gaming. And before we get into it, we have a very special guest with us. You may know him as Ryan Little, or Riley Little. Oh my goodness. This is not going well. But Riley Little, how's it going? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
And you might also know him as something else, right?
I run the social media for Walmart Canada Gaming.
That
I can't
is-
wait to learn more about that.
Yeah, no, I'm here to answer any questions you guys have.
what's coming out? When's the Switch 2 coming out?
I don't know. They don't tell me that. I wish I knew.
But well, welcome. Give a little elevator pitch to what you do on the internet.
Sure. So, God, you want it right from the beginning, or?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So I got into games media when I was in high school. I helped launch a site called Game Rant. Went on to
I know that site.
Contribute to Screen Rant, which was the initial site. And during that time, I ran a lot of the social media for Game Rant and Screen Rant. Certain elements of it focused on gaming, obviously, and then an opportunity came up to do the same for Walmart, and I've been there for 4 years this September.
How does
yeah.
one like build successful websites like that, especially when social media wasn't as big as it is now. So what did you do to grow it?
To be honest, we just kept writing. We
Yeah.
had like a really good team of really passionate people at the beginning. Rob Keys is actually the person I met when I want to say I was like 17 years old when we started building that site.
Mm-hmm.
And he was contributing to Screen Rant at the time, so we launched it. So I was contributing to post before the site even went live. So
Mhm.
we had like a backlog of content, and then as we throughout the years we kind of just built it based on what was working and what we found was hitting with SEO, what our audience was leaning towards. So my passion was always to lean towards, like, I was big on Nintendo and Xbox, so I always kind of focused on those.
Mhm.
And then as we expanded, PlayStation came into the fold, so I was able to wear many hats, which was nice, and I eventually became a senior editor there.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
You're living the dream, right? You're living the
it was
dream.
cool. It was cool. Yeah, I'm not there now, but it was really cool to build it up and do that from nothing, and then been given the opportunity at Walmart and being able to do the exact same thing.
And what you do for Walmart, that's your job, but it just looks like you're having fun. Every post that you
Really
have you have good jokes. So I always like watching or following your account. But it's also a job. So I imagine it's pretty taxing, and you're on everything, right? Like every platform.
Yeah, our focus right now is Twitter, and then we have plans in motion to expand meaningfully onto Instagram in the near future.
Okay.
We're on Threads as well, but that was just to reserve the handle there.
Sure.
So we got
Yeah,
something
who's
up
on
there,
Threads anymore, right?
Yeah, well, we'll see how it grows, but
Well, that's awesome. I mean, I always see stuff come up for Walmart Canada, and I'm like, that must be a cool job.
it is. Yeah, I'm very fortunate that my time there, they've given me a lot of trust, and I have a lot of leeway to work with our partners to create like meaningful, engaging content. And one of the philosophies I always had when I took on the account and we built it from the ground up was that it had to talk to gamers and not just at them. So that was like a big thing, and I really wanted it to feel like someone was running the account, and not just like a robot, or not just
Yeah.
like a team of PR professionals. Like that, it just wouldn't have worked if that was
Yeah,
the
give it
case. Like,
personality.
yeah, it had to be a little different, right? It had to be like approachable. It had to be practical. So I'm really, really fortunate that I gained the trust of the people there, my colleagues now, and I'm very fortunate to work with them.
Now, I may not be aware, but like, are there other Walmart gaming sites? Like, have they noticed what you're doing, or has that
Yeah.
ever been brought up?
Yeah, so Walmart Canada Gaming's definitely like the major gaming focused handle right now.
Hmm.
In the past, there have been initiatives like Game Center on the US side and stuff like that. I haven't had much to do with that, to be honest, but
Hmm.
I do interact sparingly with the US team sometimes for different promotions and make sure that uh, our communication doesn't overlap if there's confusion amongst consumers and stuff like that.
I think it would be a shame if we didn't talk about your love for Banjo Kazooie, which I think fits well for this episode of 2D versus 3D. But can you explain why that is like one of your favorite games?
Sure. I think it's just one of the better 3D platformers that have ever existed. Like the really interesting thing about 3D platformers in particular to me is that they're almost like in a time capsule. What I mean by that is like there haven't been major strides in that genre because they've just kind of like people went first person and some other genres came up and it just never really came
Hmm.
back again, right? So Banjo Kazooie, I always felt like the was the bar for so long after Mario 64 and Tooie was really great.
Hmm.
And then I feel like Odyssey came and just like changed the game. And I was like, well, like there's a lot of Banjo inspiration in this too, but my love for Banjo's always been there and seeing the character like kind of I feel like it's the some of the nostalgia for it snowballing now, which is nice because there's like people to actually engage with meaningfully, professionally and also personally
Hmm.
about the IP, which is nice. And then also they're in Smash Brothers, which is
Right.
awesome.
That was
Do you think
huge.
we'll ever see another Banjo game?
Yeah, I feel like eventually it all comes back, right? If you're gonna strike, I mean, we just got like Gex is coming back now. Like it all comes back eventually.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we will. I just don't know who will develop it.
I want
Oh.
them to license it out to Nintendo.
That would be cool. I know a lot of Nintendo fans would like that, and you see some attachment to the IP. I mean, even Nintendo. It's kind of funny because the last two things that happened were Nintendo licensing that IP. They released it on their NSO service, and they put them in Banjo, like in Smash Brothers. So it's kind of funny that that's the company that went back and was like, "Hey, actually, can we use those characters again?"
Heard it here first. It's a launch title for Switch 2.
Imagine, oh man, imagine that. I think
We're not getting a new Mario game. We're getting a new Banjo game.
I'm sure Xbox has plans for it. I don't know what they would be, but I look forward to seeing them whenever it does show up.
Yeah, maybe Everwild got canceled.
I don't think
And
so. I think
well, they like didn't they restructure that whole thing or something? It got like rebooted. That whole development
Yeah, I think
process.
they made a few internal changes at Rare.
Yeah, they're changing it
that
to
project
Banjo.
forward.
That's what it.
That's the big change. That's the big change up.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I just want Rare seems very content to develop whatever they want to develop, and I'm really happy for them because Sea of Thieves is a really cool like service game, and Everwild sounds like it's going to be something similar, which is really cool. But if there's a passionate third party studio that really wants to spearhead it, that'd be awesome. I mean, Toys for Bob is maybe weeks away from being a first party for Xbox at this point.
Yeah.
Like, there's definitely a lot of studios that'll be up to the task if it ever does come to it.
Yeah, who does
Well-
ukulele?
Oh, Platonic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. The original Banjo creators are there, so that wouldn't surprise me at all. They're also UK based, so they could interact with Rare pretty easily.
it'd be cool to see a crossover with ukulele as well, just to have those
That would
characters
be
in.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Like spiritual successor meeting like
Yeah.
the inspiration. That would be neat. That and like I don't. There's so many different possibilities there, right? If you really want a team that's going to mesh well with Rare, you could go Sumo Digital. I know a lot of people want Double Fine to do it.
Hmm.
I go back and forth on them
Mhm.
just because I
Well,
think what
Xbox
they
owns
do
them
is-
now, right? Xbox owns. Yeah.
Yeah, their first party, the Psychonaut studio. I go back and forth on wanting them to do it, and the only reason I say that is because they're really, really good at doing their own thing. and I just like let them kind of play in their field. Like they're really creative and different. And I think if we go back to banjo, it needs to be banjo. Like it needs to be like classic. If you're gonna do a remake type of vibe, like I think that's what fans want.
They need a studio like Mercury Steam. That,
Yeah, yeah, Mercury Stream who can capture that magic.
yeah. No, I really want a banjo game. I feel like they set themselves up to have one with Banjo and Smash, and then bringing it to the NSO, and then they just nothing. But
Yeah, it's
As
funny.
far as we know, right?
yeah,
Well, it's funny because I remember asking Phil Spencer a long time ago when I was still writing for Game Rant. I was asking him about if he was cool because if with Banjo appearing in Smash in particular, and he's like, "Sure, we're not doing anything with him. I'm totally fine with it." Like, sure, okay.
they need games. That's not that. Put
Well, that's
Banjo in
it, right?
Starfield. Put Banjo in Starfield. Have them
Banjo
make a spaceship.
He was in Forza Horizon, right? They had the Banjo Kazooie theme.
Oh,
It
was
the
he?
horn.
I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
there's like a horn. It would play the theme song from Banjo Kazooie. It was like that's a nice nod. Stuff like that. They appear that way. I'd love a Killer Instinct if they figured that out. Put like a real
Put
bear.
Banjo and Killer
Like,
Instinct.
but like a real bear, like wearing a
Ooh.
backpack. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that'd be hilarious.
It would be good. Well, before we go on, Johnny, should we do some server maintenance?
Yeah, I don't think we got any new written reviews. I did see the number tick up on Apple. We're close. We got 19 5-star reviews on Spotify and 14 5-star on Apple. So Apple's catching
Apple-
up. Spotify,
Apple's one. Yeah.
It's impressive.
but
So
I mean,
yeah, leave your 5-star reviews and we'll read them on the show.
yeah,
Cool.
but we don't
You
have
guys
any
want
this
me to write
week. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Write one
Five
live.
stars. 5 stars.
But I mean, that's really all we got. I don't know what other. Oh, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Join the Discord. That's about it.
Yeah, all the socials. If you want to be part of the community patch notes episodes, leave comments, questions. We'll find them. Like on Discord, our first question is from No Less Guy. So, what are some things that the 3D games have more of than the 2D games that could help push forward 2D experiences? Riley, do you have anything that you think would help?
Power ups? Is that like I feel like there are elements of those, and some of them like if the Odyssey had the capture mechanic and stuff. Like, but I
Mhm.
feel like if you play a 2D Mario game, the power ups are.
Well,
like,
now you
there's
can
so
become an
many.
elephant.
Yeah, you can turn into an elephant.
An elephant and a spiky ball, apparently, whatever that is.
Co-op would probably be a big one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a future episode we want to talk about is couch co-op dead? Because it just
It's a sad.
doesn't
thought.
seem like it's really around anymore.
Well, I know, Riley. You've been playing Pikmin.
Oh,
It-
I've already 100%ed it.
Okay.
Already?
It is done.
Wow.
It's a
every
5-hour
once in a
game.
while,
It's
a game will- I want to say I put like 40 hours into it. Like
Nice.
getting everything and doing the post game and all that stuff. Like I don't know, that game really grabbed me. I love Pikmin.
Now we were talking about this on Nintendo Powercast and how the co-op is pretty lacking in Pikmin 4. I don't know if you tried it.
I didn't
or-
try it. How did they implement it?
It I believe it's like Galaxy, where it's like a pointer, and then you could shoot stuff at enemies. I don't know. Cheesy, did you try it with your wife?
I haven't tried it. I was disappointed because Pikmin 3 has great couch co-op.
Yep.
As you just play as another captain. But in Pikmin 4, it's a pebble pitcher. So just like Galaxy, you can shoot star bits. Well, with Pikmin 4, you shoot pebbles, and it can be from a far away distance to shoot at enemies or gates or whatever, where you don't have to be in that area to like interact with them. Like as far as like a Pikmin would be thrown to attack an enemy, you could just have another controller and just start pitching pebbles. it doesn't make sense on why they went backwards on that.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I wonder why. If it was like a technical reason with the new engine, or
Mm-hmm.
They had 10 years.
it's 10 years.
I know how game development works.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Nintendo.
I don't know if No Less Guy said this in the Discord, but somebody said it was cutscenes. Was to add cutscenes to 2D games to kind of flesh out the story as opposed to. I'm trying to think what 2D games have cutscenes.
There's cutscenes in like Metroid Dread.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they
And
become more like 3D ish.
Right. Well, so wait, are you saying that you would want to see a 2D cutscene
Yeah.
that just matches with the rest of the game?
So I bought that Disney game. I forget what it's called. The 2D
Illusions?
platformer. Yeah.
Disney
Yeah.
Illusion Island.
Yeah, and it's not for me. It's not for a 35-year-old man. But it is a very cutscene heavy game. There are a lot of cutscenes in that game.
That's
I'm
true.
okay. Yeah, I'm okay with it because like if there's anyone that's doing cutscenes and animated, like I would imagine that Disney would be top notch.
Yeah, and they have the full voice cast too, contributing to it, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does have
Find it
full
weird though
voice
because
acting.
that whatever the new like Mickey Mouse series is ending.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Yes.
Disney announced it was over, right?
Yeah.
And they just released the game
The
for
game
it.
and
right?
a
Park
ride.
attraction. Yeah.
Yeah.
They must have a plan for it. There's always a plan, right?
We hope. Yeah. Yeah.
We hope.
I don't know. Disney is doing weird things right now.
It's
I think
interesting.
there's just a lot of weird things happening right now in that.
Mickey Mouse is going to be in a weird place in 5 years too.
Maybe it's
Like,
the copyright.
expires, yeah. So I don't know what their plan is, but maybe they're gonna shift it. I mean, that's weird because like the style of Mickey Mouse that they're making now would still be covered by copyright. Like everyone would just get access to Steamboat Willie.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh,
John Oliver.
Steamboat Willie and Mickey Mouse are different?
Well, no, that's just like the original cartoon that he showed
Yeah,
up in. But
okay.
Mickey Mouse with that version of Mickey Mouse is what
Yeah.
would become available publicly, but you couldn't use like the new animated Mickey Mouse. Or even
Gotcha.
like he couldn't have the Mickey Mouse voice even. Like they would like Disney will be all over that. They'll be super
Yeah.
strict about it.
Isn't Disney trying to like make it known that Steamboat Willie is their IP? Like they're using that more often now because of the copyright issue.
Maybe they're just honoring the past, but like once the copyright expands, like they may add things as like gotchas as well if they play with their original material. So I don't. That's very tricky to navigate because you can only like Winnie the Pooh is like public domain now, which was Disney or is still partially Disney, but it's like the OG Winnie the Pooh. Like you can't use like Disney's Winnie the Pooh. Those are
Man, I was about to too.
So it's like it's a very tricky web to navigate.
Yeah. Well, as far as the question of, what do you do to help push forward a 2D experience? We got a lot of questions about 2D and just like where they could go, or is like 2D still around? Johnny, you want to read the next one?
Yeah, so this is from Scrubicius. I think that's how you say it.
I think so, yeah.
I would also like to challenge the notion that 3D games are purchased more than 2D games. If Mario is bought due to its popularity and blinded by nostalgia, why not research the top-selling Mario games? To make it fair, let's remove Super Mario Bros. From 1985 from the mix since that's nostalgia. I was surprised to see that 2D games on the top on top of the 3D games. Unfortunately, we can't find information about which games are mostly played compared to sales numbers. However, we cannot ignore the mobile phone market when it comes to gaming and its revenue. With the phone market, I would suggest that 2D games are actually preferred more than 3D games. You can say that. Well, I think what they're talking about is if you take the Wii, for example, new Super Mario Bros. Wii sold like 30 million copies, and Super Mario Galaxy sold like 7 or something.
Yeah.
So
Do you get sales numbers as like, trying to do social media for like the gaming side of it? And
would I be given that information in order to
Yeah,
promote
like-
the content? Sometimes, but that would be me seeking it out, to be honest.
oh,
Like
okay.
the priority will be whatever's like coming up, since we don't make
Okay.
software. But it would be relevant to that stuff is always relevant because it dictates where the discussion is.
hmm
Not all the time, obviously, but like a lot of the time, like people will associate a brand with certain things. So like Mario, for example, has some of the best 3D platforming, probably the best 3D platforming. But like it's known for its 2D because that's how the series started.
hmm
So like that is comfort food for people. Like people see that side of Mario, for example, and they'll go, "Oh, well, I wanted to play like Mario World, or I wanted to play like Super Mario Bros. 2 or 3, or like these are the games I remember." So that style works really well. And then if you combine that with what Nintendo essentially is, and some of their evergreen titles are, party games like Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, and you add couch co-op to some of these titles, like it's kind of a no-brainer, right? So it's like, oh, and we'll take the new Mario. Oh, we'll pick up the 2D Mario. So like elements like that, or what, like even removing like the 1985 Mario or whatever that was mentioned in that comment, it's like the series is still that though. Whereas like if Banjo-Kazooie went 2D, I don't think the translation would be as well because it's known as the 3D platformer.
Yeah.
If that
How do you
makes sense.
how do you feel about the new Prince of Persia?
I
and
love
how-
it. I love
yeah.
it. That's a throwback to the original Prince of Persia.
Yeah.
Which is like the side-scrolling like kind of puzzle game. So like that sort of stuff, and it's made by the Rayman team. I've played it. I love it. Did you play it?
I haven't
it?
played the original. No.
Oh, okay. Have you played the new one coming up?
No. What do you mean?
Okay. Like the
Have
one that's
we-
coming out.
we're not as fancy as you.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're. I was
I
like,
don't know.
have I played it by now? I don't know.
No, it's incredible. It's made by the Rayman team, which
Okay.
also started off as a 2D. Like
Yeah,
all
and
these exclusive
Rayman
versions.
Legends is like one of the best games I've ever played, and
So good.
that's 2D.
Yeah, that's 2D.
But how is the game?
It's Prince of Persia's incredible. Like that's gonna be a really cool game. It gives me Metroid Dread vibes. Like it's really good.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
You guys will love it, and it runs at 60 frames per second on Switch.
Whoa.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it's clean, and that's handheld too. It's a really beautiful game. The team over there is so talented.
So do you think that people are going to adjust, those that were like upset when the trailer was first revealed? Do you think they'll come around to it?
Yeah, I think so. Like it just, I understand. Like I try to be empathetic towards disappointment like that because I think that they were told that there was a 3D Prince of Persia remake coming that was going to play to nostalgia, and that's been delayed, and then they're like, oh, but here's the 2D one. It's like I understand that. I can empathize with that. Like, oh, but I want this one. Like, which comes out in the wrong way, maybe in the way people opt to communicate that disappointment. But it's still this game. It's pretty awesome. Like it's really incredible. I think people are really gonna enjoy it.
Yeah,
So
I think
cool.
I think for us anyway, we're Nintendo fans, so we're kind of used to like a 2D plane. We talked a lot about value last episode and how people might not see the value in a 2D Prince of Persia game compared to Spider-Man or something like that that's coming out right next to it. So, and I got yelled at in the Discord for saying games aren't as valuable. Cheesy didn't put it in here.
You were talking about like the time it takes to beat a 2D game versus like a 3D game, and if that value is the same.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
I guess
You
I'm
have
trying
thoughts
to
on
find
that?
the comment.
It's all subjective, right?
Right.
Yeah, like it could. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know the budget. Like, if you just want to look at it from a budget perspective, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's still. I think it'll be a really good game.
Yeah.
So if you enjoy it, if it's a Metroid Dread type of situation that is built from the ground up in 2D, then
Well, and the
kind
things
of really great.
that they were showing in the trailer, like they have things that are moving around in the foreground. Is that how it
Yeah.
works, or?
Yeah, they're like different elements of it, and you have like time powers and stuff like that. The boss fights are huge. Like, it is really cool. Like, and different enemies. And it's the way they've structured this is it's going to be really cool, like Metroidvania.
I'm all for
Okay,
it.
I found the comment. It's from No Less Guy. He said, halfway through the podcast, I finally disliked Johnny's take on the podcast. It only took 13 episodes. I don't know how he lasted 13 episodes. It says, little hung up on how long it takes to beat, and that seems to value a lot in the quality, which makes me want to have an episode if longer or shorter games truly matter or not. What's the right length? And I know there's some discourse going around right now about the new Assassin's Creed game. Apparently, it's only 20 to 25 hours long.
That sounds great to me. That sounds like these games come out and they're like 100 hours.
Mhm.
Like Starfield, super excited to play it, but there's like 1,000 planets or something. Like what? Like,
How much do you
I-
think you're actually gonna play of Starfield?
Yeah, right. I don't know. Maybe I guess it depends how much it grabs me. Like the shipbuilding stuff's really cool, but like
Yeah.
that's a lot of time. Like I can see that's gonna be like 1,000 hours. Like that's a lot. Like
Yeah.
spend an hour on each planet. I don't know. That's
Have
a
you
lot.
have you played? I'm assuming you've played Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, I beat that one. That was a really good one.
How long?
too.
How
You
long
guys
did you
do
put
it.
into that one?
I want to say I put probably like 40 hours into it. But it's
And you
like
beat it in
different
40
games.
hours? That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. Like I definitely went around and like finished everything, and then kind of waited to get the Master Sword, and then I was like, okay, I'm going for it, and then got in there and finished the story. I haven't 100%ed it or anything like that, but I really enjoyed it. What did you guys think of it?
Oh,
it's
best
amazing.
best game ever made. Hands
It's
down.
so good.
I don't
Yeah.
disagree with that even. It's really good. Although I'm
Yeah.
surprised, where's the DLC for that game?
We'll find
I don't
out
know.
at the Game Award. No, we'll find out in the September Direct when they show the Nintendo Switch 2 that's releasing
Oh
in,
jeez.
in February.
That soon, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that would be
Yeah,
nice.
I need it.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I'm just surprised that they haven't announced DLC for it because they announced the DLC for Breath of the Wild before the game even came out. It was like available day and date, and that's when you have the highest
Yeah.
attach rate or something like that.
They were trying to sell the game. They're like, we don't need to try to sell this game. Everybody's going to buy it anyway.
Yeah,
Now,
I guess I
now
don't
they can
remember-
wait.
the additional buy though, like it's right there. It'd be right there if you beat it. You'd be like, oh yeah, lock me in now. Like I'd
Yeah.
be throwing money at the screen.
So
Give me that
they,
Nintendo Switch shirt, you know?
They announced Breath of the Wild DLC before the game came out, like just saying
Yeah.
that there will be future DLC.
Yeah, and
they
you can
announced
buy
it, and
the
you could buy the pass, and then you got like a shirt that just said Nintendo Switch on it.
Well, because I remember it was at the Game Awards.
Was, alluding to it.
The Game Awards
Yeah.
actually showed like what it was, or
The Champions Ballad.
the Champion's Ballad. I think we got Master Mode and Trial of the Sword beforehand, though.
Yeah, I think it was Shadow Drop that night.
Well, Champion's Ballad did.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe.
I don't remember. That was like 6 years
If
ago.
only we had a way to find.
Yeah, if there was
out.
only a way to find out.
All right. Well, moving on. This is on YouTube from DVD Collector 1974. It's a little longer, but I appreciated what they're trying to say. As Nintendo fanboys, we are always going to be
Not a
excited
fanboy.
about 2D. Are you? This is the first I'm hearing of that. That's our roots. I started with NES and feel lucky to be brought into a 3D world that way. They never the newer generations that started with say PS or PS2 or even N64 don't know the fun we had with the 2D stuff. I understand it. A game like Metroid Dread or Mario Wonder won't hold a torch to stuff like Spider-Man 2 or God of War. And while I love Tears of the Kingdom, I'd just be happy with a new top-down Zelda, to be honest. I'm excited for Mario Wonder mostly because it's my style of game. I only own a Switch. I'm thinking of getting a PS5 for Spider-Man 2, but I always go back to Nintendo. And in October, if I had both systems, my $60 would go to Mario. As far as the great indie games out there, I think it would benefit them to put more on physical releases. I know ultimately it would make them cost more, but Nintendo fans are almost always collectors too. I think making them $10 more would sell more, and people see them. I think people see them as a cheap waste of time and not a real effort. They are wrong, of course, but I think that plays into a physical release makes them real. I'm Team 2D, even though I do enjoy the 3D world. Riley, Mario Wonder, Spider-Man, which one?
Oh, don't do this to me.
Everyone's gonna have to make a choice.
Yeah.
No. You
Sure.
only have enough to get one. You got to
Is that
choose.
hypothetical.
Yeah, hypothetical.
Ah, man, I feel like it's tough. Okay, I'm gonna try to opt out of this by just saying I haven't seen enough of Mario Wonder yet. Like I just
Hmm.
don't.
It has Mario
really
in the
know-
title.
I know, but I feel like there's some stuff they haven't shown us. Like I feel like they're holding back a bit. I think there's
Yeah.
gonna be some crazy stuff in it. So I feel like with that caveat, I'll say Spider-Man right now because I know
Uh-huh.
what that's gonna be, but I could easily change to Mario Wonder once I see a bit more. Because I think there's more to that game than we've seen.
Yeah, and I think we'll see it in the September Direct when we
That would
have
be nice.
Nintendo
Fingers
Switch
crossed.
2, the Tears of the Kingdom DLC. Oh
My
man,
goodness.
I'm already hyped for this Direct.
Your hopes, man.
Yeah, Smash
You're gonna be
Brothers is
crushed.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, Smash is
yeah.
back.
Yeah.
We're getting Kazooie as a separate fighter.
Kazooie? Oh man, we'd get Geno for sure, right?
Oh, they would
Oh,
have to
yeah.
do Geno because Super Mario
Have to do
RPG.
Geno. It's right
And-
there.
And the cloud guy that I don't remember the name.
Mallow.
Okay.
Come on. Come on.
All right. Oh, well, I guess. Are you excited for Super Mario RPG? I mean, that sounds like.
I cannot wait for that game. I'm so excited. I was screaming at my laptop when they announced it. I was so amped. I feel like everyone's wanted that game to return for so long. And if you're a Smash fan too, like as long as that series has been around, people have been asking for Geno in that game.
Right.
And then you
So
got a
it's
me fighter costume. So.
Oh yeah, like 2 in a row, right? Yeah, with no music. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's the deluxe one for sure," right? No, that didn't happen. So, no, I'm just so glad that they figured it out, and I don't know who's developing it to be honest, but
Yeah. Did they
pretty
say?
excited.
I don't know what they said.
no, they didn't. I know that it seems like it's licensed by. I think Nintendo's doing all of the work for it. I don't think Square's involved much outside of licensing.
Are you surprised they gave that the November slot and not Wonder?
I don't know. Like, I guess yes and no. Like, I think that's a good game. It's like mid-November, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's like that Black Friday time frame. Wait, you're
Yeah.
Canadian, so you might not even know what Black Friday is.
We have Black Friday, yeah. We just don't have American Thanksgiving. We have we have ours in October.
You also have Boxing Day. We don't have Boxing Day down here.
You don't have Boxing Day?
No.
This is blowing my mind right now. I feel like I should know this. Wow. Okay. Boxing Day is great. It's almost as good as Black Friday, but Black
Well,
Friday is always a little bit better.
explain it to us for
Us
those that
stupid
don't know.
Americans.
Let's just so that on the day after Christmas, everything is on sale, essentially. So people will go at like 4 in the morning to Walmart. And wait
Wow.
So it's
outside.
just like Black Friday.
It's basically it's Black Friday too.
The return.
Yeah, it's the return. The return of Christmas shopping. Yeah. It's a pretty big deal though. Like you can get some of the best deals around, and if you just it's almost better if you live in Canada, just be like, give me money for Christmas or gift cards,
Yeah.
and then I
Alright.
can get what I want for
Uh-huh.
like half the price. The next
I'm
day.
just shocked that America hasn't taken Boxing Day yet, because we are the capitalistic country. Like, that is capitalism. Come on.
There you go. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, like, I would love for you guys to get the deals, but you guys have some pretty good deals on Black Friday too. Like, we miss out on a bit.
I mean,
Let's have it.
I think we used to. Maybe we still do, but it's not as like special as it once was, because it was like 4 a.m. Black Friday. You know, stores are opening, and now it's like on Thanksgiving Black Friday starts, which is not Friday, but you know.
Yeah, it's like 6
not
p.m.
So they're wrong anyway.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I've
Don't you guys have like a Best Buy Plus option though, where you can get like 2 video?
Oh yeah, I
games
got to
for,
look into that,
like,
because you can
free?
buy 2 games and get one free or whatever.
And it's like unlimited. I'm seeing that stuff, and I'm like, that's awesome. Like, that's such a good deal.
Yeah, I find it.
I think. Go ahead, Johnny.
I don't know. I find it odd that they mentioned making them more physical, because we talked about physical versus digital, and I think we're going away from physical media.
I hate it, but yeah, we are. I mean,
Did you
it's
see
just
Disney's not shipping Blu-rays and stuff.
Yeah.
in Australia, so yeah, it seems
That-
to be
Yeah,
going
that
away.
that one scares me a little bit. But I guess it's the same for games. Like, you'll probably buy a code, or buy the Blu-ray box and it has a code in it or whatever.
Yeah, it's curious. Like, that's always something that I try to be mindful of, is how do you still remain relevant in a digital world, like especially from a box games perspective. But I think games too are kind of like vinyl. You know, like people like owning the physical things, and vinyl's making a resurgence now. So like, I think even what I saw the report from VGC on this new Switch hardware. Yeah, I have no idea if it's true, but like they're saying cartridges will be part of that. So it's like they are kind of making sure that's still an option. So
Nintendo is
it
also like 10 years behind everything, so
well, yeah, when you're hitting the core, like the casual consumer, as hard as Nintendo is, you need to be able to be available that way.
I'm a hardcore gamer. They told me that in an email.
Wait, you got to be able to buy Mario Bros. Wonder and then, go over to the grocery section and pick up a thing of bananas or something. Like, you gotta have that back and forth, that flow, right?
Yeah. I think just real quick, Johnny, you had asked about if it's weird to have Mario Wonder in that October slot. It kind of seems like, at least with the Switch era, that's what they've been doing, is that October slot for Mario games. Because we
I guess
had
well, they've had
had
2
Odyssey.
Mario games, Odyssey.
well, yeah, okay, but I'm counting like Luigi's Mansion. That was Halloween. And there has to be more. But I don't know. It seems like it's the holiday shares between Mario and Pokemon.
Yeah, we have Detective Pikachu in October as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So we got Pokemon Mario.
And then the DLC will probably come out in November.
Yep, that
For
makes
Pokemon.
sense. And then Mario Kart DLC as well. And then Mario RPG mid-November. Do we have anything lined up for September other than the physical release of Pikmin?
I'm
Probably
hoping
Splatoon.
Side Order,
Okay,
the DLC.
the DLC. Okay, so a lot of DLC, like a lot of content for games that is rolling out, which is great. Yeah,
Because they're launching the Switch 2 in February, and they need to hold the
Jeez.
games.
I would love that. I think I feel like I hope they have a direct in September, because I feel like we'd learn a lot.
I think they will. They have the Nintendo Live.
Yeah.
And-
It seems to be pretty consistent. Yeah, Nintendo Live. Well, that's interesting. I learned they do that in Japan a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Same sort of
Yeah, this is the
premise,
first
so-
year over in the West, I guess.
So that's kind of interesting. Is that coincides with PAX, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's clever.
It's the same
You'll-
weekend.
you'll- yeah, that's really good. So they'll get the hangover from that. That's pretty
Mhm.
smart. That's
I'm
cool.
jealous because they have the live concerts for the characters of like Splatoon, and I'm
Oh, that'd
assuming
be cool. Are you going?
DJ KK. No, I really want to though.
I get it. I get it. No,
Yeah.
They
that's fair.
denied me. Well, they said no. I
Denied.
didn't win the raffle or whatever.
It's because you keep trying to leak the Switch 2.
Like
get
he's
this
too
guy outta
good.
here.
He's too good. I haven't been wrong about a Nintendo Direct this summer. All right. I called the one in June, and now I'm gonna be right about this one in
That was
September.
a good call because there was a lot of like.
I didn't
like,
believe
there were
it.
a lot of people that weren't sold on it, and even I was like, I don't know, because like a lot of the reports coming out were saying it wasn't happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, it's a light year, it's not happening, and then boom, it's like, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, I knew. I knew.
The whole time. I love that.
All right. So our next comment. Oh, sorry. Do you
So I
have
was
a?
gonna say maybe a Pokemon Direct.
Oh yeah, I
Was,
think there's a.
out of
I saw a
mind?
rumor about
Yeah.
one in August.
We need more Pokemon and Pokemon Sleep. That's
They gotta stop getting the same Pokemon.
You keep getting the same
I
Pokemon.
keep getting the same Pokemon.
Ironically, they never get tired of dropping updates for that game. So that'll be good. That'll be good. I love it when they do that stuff. I actually got big into Pokemon Unite again.
Oh, I love
yeah?
Pokemon
A lot of
Unite.
fun. It's so much fun.
Who's your
I really
main?
do
Who's
like
your
that.
main?
Squirtle to Blastoise.
Okay.
Yeah.
I use
What about
Lucario.
you? Lucario's good.
Yeah.
I just love pushing them off the point with Blastoise. Just like totally ruins their day every single time.
When it first came out, I played a Slowbro a lot.
Yeah,
and
he's great too.
he is a surf. But yeah, and I just got Mewtwo. I paid to get Mewtwo.
Yeah, I've been doing the grind to get Mewtwo, but I haven't got him yet.
Yeah, I just paid. I'm like, I'm not
about to
dealing with
have
this.
30 points. I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna beat this with a time limit. Like, there's zero chance.
The next comment is also on YouTube. It's from the name's Jer. It says, yeah, unfortunately, 2D games are in a weird place. The big companies don't seem to see them as being profitable apart from Nintendo. Xbox has the Ori series, and PlayStation doesn't have any that I could think of. There's plenty of 2D games coming from the indie and AA space like Celeste, Hades, Shovel Knight, Cuphead. But it is kind of sad to see the big companies not trying much with them. Ubisoft did have the incredible Rayman Legends a while back, and I like that they're making a new Prince of Persia game that calls back to its 2D roots, so there is some hope for 2D games. I just hope they're successful and we see a bit of resurgence for them. Yeah, we talked about how, like, the big companies, PlayStation and Xbox, don't really have 2D games that I could think of, except for Ori, but that's...
And I guess we mentioned like Little Big Planet was one for
that was
PlayStation.
one for a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of 3D-ish or top-down kind of.
Mhm.
It's like a little bit of both.
I was seeing
Yeah.
people say that platform fighters are 2D. Like Smash Brothers would be considered 2D. I don't know.
Would you count that though? Maybe if it was like a subspace emissary, but even that still, it's pretty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because they had the PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale
There you
back
go.
in the day.
There you go, that Patapon. Like
Yeah,
the rhythm
it's a-
plat-
PlayStation did not have the IP to carry that game.
Oddworld, I guess, would be the closest.
Oh yeah.
Oddworld was
Yeah.
like a big PlayStation 1 exclusive. Tomba is coming back.
Which one?
Tomba?
Oh, yeah. I know what Tomba is.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
little
know
caveman
What's
guy.
Tomba? Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Yeah, Limited Run is bringing that back.
Okay.
That was a PlayStation 1 game. Oh, you would love Tomba Cheesy. Like, that game is so much fun.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a really great platformer.
We were talking about if Ratchet and Clank was a 2D platformer. Do you think that would do well?
If Insomniac did it, I think it would be good.
Yeah.
I think it would do well, yeah. I think
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like that team, anything that team touches turns to gold, so
Yeah.
I'm for it. Crash
just-
Bandicoot a bit from Naughty Dog was PlayStation. They had some
Oh yeah,
2D
yeah.
levels.
It had like 3D sections. Like,
Mhm.
but yeah, most of it's 2D platforming.
Yeah, that some of the best parts of that game are side-scrolling platforming. So I guess like it's been prominent throughout all of it to a certain extent, but it's definitely like a more not I don't want to say it's a niche sell, but it's like a bit of a harder sell for consumers unless they're like very intimately familiar with it. It would seem.
Yeah, and I mean, we're kind of going around in the same question, and maybe you have already answered it, but do you think that 2D games are kind of fading?
I feel like there are elements like Cuphead is massive. Like so, like
Yeah.
these indie breakthroughs show that these are like $1 million like generators, and
Mhm.
It
then
has a Netflix show.
Nintendo. Yeah, it's got a Netflix show. Castlevania's back in a big way as well through Netflix. Like,
Mhm.
I think there's space for it. It's just got to be the right idea, and it has to be different. Like, I've never played a game that plays like Mario. I've never played. You know, Kirby is different. Like, Metroid is different. Castlevania is different. Like,
Mhm.
Cuphead is different.
Yeah.
All these, I think Ori is different. All of these things just take something. They have to be unique and stand on their own, and I think they can really thrive in that genre.
Yeah. The one that comes to mind for me like recently is Electhead. Did you play that game?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it's pretty unique in the way that you have to like use the character's head to advance certain levels, and like I can't think of another game that's like that. So if you're just putting a spin on it, like what you're saying, like just something that makes it its own, it
Yeah.
probably is gonna do really well.
Limbo and
Yeah.
Inside were really, really
Yeah.
big.
Really cool ones. Yeah, those are really cool games. Hollow Knight. Uh, was it something Cell?
Dead Cells.
Dead Cells. Yeah, they just had a massive like Castlevania crossover that further
Hmm.
expands upon that IP. Like that stuff is like I think it is doing fine. I think it's doing just fine. It's just has to be the right game.
And so you think it's getting in front of the right audience too? Not only like is the game good if you have played it, but do you think there's enough people that have found it?
Yeah, I think so. Again, it has to be the right IP. Like if we're talking about Prince of Persia, you know, it got enough spotlight that people feel a way about it. Like if we're to like Mario Wonder looks like that'll be massive. That'll probably
Yeah.
be Nintendo's biggest game this year. Like,
Hmm.
well, maybe Tears of the Kingdom, but it's gonna be massive for them. So like, there's a lot of really cool 2D games. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think it's something that they can still innovate within?
I think, like, I go back to Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze and how great that game was, and like the different types of platform. Like it had like minecart levels, and just like there's just a whole different slew of things that you could do in that game, and it felt different than any other 2D platformer. But I don't think that many people played it.
I think yeah, Donkey Kong is a really hard series. Like they're tough platformers. That and Metroid, I think, are probably like the hardest of Nintendo's like IPs.
Is Dread the best-selling Metroid?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah, I think I saw something where they just confirmed that it sold 3 million copies, and Metroid Prime is like 2.8 million
Which is still
Okay.
good
in the original.
for Metroid.
Nobody buys Metroid games. All right,
They need to.
we're looking for 15 million. All right, we need to get Metroid to be 15 million seller. Then we won't have to wait so freaking long for Metroid Prime 4.
What do you guys think the future of Donkey Kong is?
Last episode, I said they took it outside behind the barn, and
They're building a whole theme park expansion.
yeah, I know.
They gotta be
They
doing
should have.
something.
They should have released something this year because of the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody loved Donkey Kong in the movie.
Just put Donkey Kong in Mario Bros. Wonder. Like that seems like an
Maybe
easy
it's
solution.
there. Maybe he is there.
Well, they also haven't said if Rosalina is there, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, like who have they confirmed? Yoshi's playable. I feel like they'll just have like a bunch of playable. Like
That's
Mario
what they
characters.
should do. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I doubt that they showed everybody that's playable. Because that would be a
They,
weird thing
they
to show
gotta
in
have
the
a
first
couple of
trailer.
secrets, right? Like
Yeah.
I feel like they're definitely sitting on some stuff. I would say
And if they're adding animals to it, like why not add Donkey Kong?
right there.
But yeah, I
I
don't know.
Do you think that it's because the last rumor that we've heard of Donkey Kong is that it's the Odyssey team is making a Donkey Kong game since Retro is busy with Metroid Prime 4. Do you want to see a 3D Donkey Kong?
I'd be
Again?
down. Yeah, like what's the last one we got was DK64, I think. Like
And your opinion on that is
I like DK64.
see,
Like,
there's nothing wrong with it, Johnny.
We talked about nostalgia blinders, and you both have it.
I just hope I would love if they ported that game to NSO because I'd love to play it again.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Is there licensing issues with that one?
I don't think so.
Because I thought that was a big issue on the Wii U.
Oh wait, because you know what's in it? You can play Jetpack, which is owned by Rare.
Yeah.
In one of the arcade games in that game. So there might be slight licensing, but I mean, they've already put Banjo-Kazooie and GoldenEye on there.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they could figure out the mini game that's not going to impact anything Game Pass related. Like,
Well, they want
that
people
seems
to
like an
buy
easy
this service and not unsubscribe when they find out that Donkey Kong 64 is coming to the service.
well, you gotta, yeah, no, it's fine, and then bring all the Game Boy Advance games over too.
Yeah, they should
Yeah.
do that one. They should. Or
All the
are they
DK
on Game Boy Advance or are they on Game Boy? I know there's Donkey Kong Land on
There's Game Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have Donkey Kong Land, Donkey Kong Country. Well, the cool thing about the DK64 in particular is that that Banjo originally owned, or Nintendo originally owned the Banjo-Kazooie IP,
Mhm.
or the characters. So what they did when Rare was sold to Microsoft is they actually sat down and said, okay, we'll give you Banjo back and just give us all the DK characters. Because in DK64, they owned like a lot of the characters they introduced in that game. So then they're just like, streamline, we own all the Donkey Kong, you own the rest. So they traded rights for it.
I mean,
Nice.
they got to be doing something with Donkey Kong because, like you said, they're building a theme park. There's a rumor of a Donkey
in the
Kong
movie.
movie.
Yeah, where they showed Diddy Kong and some of his friends. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, come on, like they'll do something. They're definitely going to do something.
I mean, what was Retro working on before Metroid Prime 4? They had like 5 years between Tropical Freeze and when they got put on.
Remastered they did, but there was, I think there was a game that got canceled. Is the rumor.
I mean, we all wanted it to be Star Fox Grand Prix.
We all did. That would be
Yeah.
cool.
It still would be.
I bet they are making. I guarantee they're making it now. Like it started off as like
A joke.
bait for the leakers, and now it's actually a thing because everybody's like, "Well, that sounds awesome. Please give me that."
That would be cool. I'm not sure what they'll do. I don't like. I feel like Retro can kind of. They help out a lot with a lot of games too. Like they helped out with Mario Kart a bit. They helped out with a few other projects. Like they're pretty active.
We'll see. The last thing that we have. Oh, I guess we have a couple more. So on Twitter or X, whatever it's called now, we asked our community, "What's your favorite 2D game? What's your favorite 3D game?" Crux57 said 2D. Ori and the Blind Forest 3D. Tears of the Kingdom. Mikey said
Correct.
2D. Earthbound 3D. Super Mario RPG.
Okay.
Clockworth Clone said 2D. Pokemon Emerald, 3D
cheat.
Pokemon Sword. If you want a less cheeky but also less true answer, 2D is Celeste, 3D is Dragon Quest 11S. But those last two can change depending on the day, if you ask me. And Orgathon said 2D, Chrono Trigger, 3D, World of Warcraft. Do you have a favorite 2D and 3D game?
Man, that's tough. I would say my favorite 3D is. I think Banjo-Kazooie is the obvious answer for 3D. Are we talking strictly platformers?
No, it could be
I
just
know there's, like,
any
no range
game in
there.
3D.
Any
Yeah.
game in 3D. Okay. Gosh. Okay. Does Smash Brothers count as 2D?
I
That's what
guess. I don't know. That's what we were.
All right. I'll go
discussing.
Ultimate. I'll go Ultimate as my favorite 2D, and then Banjo-Kazooie is my favorite 3D. Then.
Nice.
Okay. My comment didn't get in here. I said 2D Super Mario Bros. 3 and 3D Tears of the Kingdom. Cheesy, have you made progress in Super Mario Bros. 3?
All right, so
Are you just bad at the game? Like you don't want to play it?
I'm super. No. I really do want to keep playing it. I am stuck on World 2, and yes, I'm very bad at it, and I don't know why because it's not like this is the first Mario game.
It's a
that
kid's
I have played.
game. It's for babies.
I don't know about that. Super Mario World is like one of my favorite Mario games.
How far are you in it?
Like level 4. So like when
you
the sun
can't be
starts.
trying then, right? Are
I
you
can't be
afraid of the
trying?
sun? Are you afraid of the sun?
The sun is kind of scary in that game.
He is a little
A
scary.
little bit, but also,
Use
I
a
don't know.
P-wing.
Okay, wait, maybe.
Here's a P.
Well, yeah, maybe I need some help because there's the tornado.
Flute or something.
Oh, you just gotta run and jump through it.
What?
Yeah.
You can just jump through it?
Yeah, that's how you do it.
I didn't know that. Like I get to that tornado and I'm like, oh, maybe I have to go in it, and it like lifts me onto the other side, but then it brings me back, and I'm like, I don't
No.
understand what to do. No, I'm still am trying to understand why people like that game. I'm not saying like that it's bad or- I'm not saying it's bad. I just don't know enough. Like there's flutes that you have to find. I don't.
This is
haven't
a
found
skill
any of
issue,
those.
man. This is a skill issue.
Help me, Riley. What is it that I'm doing wrong? What do I need to do?
I don't know. I feel like you just need to try. I feel like you're not really putting your all
Yeah, I
into it.
feel like it's such an easy
this is-
game.
I don't know. I solved that when I was like 8. I think you can do it.
Shoot, so it is a baby game.
I think you can do it.
All right.
I believe
Yeah, because it came out. When did it come out? Like early 91.
Yeah, like the year I was born. So like I figured it.
He was
out.
playing in the crib.
Yeah.
I mean, do I have the excuse of playing with the Pro Controller and the D-pad? Like, you know, the buttons and the D-pad don't.
No,
really
you got to
line
use the
up together.
D-pad.
Well, yeah, no, I have been.
Why don't you have the NES controllers?
Because I don't need to have everything. I've actually kind of had this realization, like the past week, like all of this, as much as it's fun to collect, is just stuff. And eventually that stuff is like,
I'm getting buried
Not-
with my
it's-
Switches.
you're getting married to your Switches?
They'll get buried. They're going.
Oh,
they're
I thought
going
you
with
said
me.
married. I was like, maybe
Well,
that's
both.
possible.
They'll
Both.
place, they'll place 2 Joy-Con in his eyes as they lay down. Ignite the pyre.
Just stuff. Wow, this is my whole life, Cheesy. Just stuff.
I mean, you don't take it with you. That's the thing.
That's
Maybe you do. You don't know.
Imagine you did take it with you.
All your
That's
earthly
it.
items.
That's all you get. It's whatever you had. That's all you have. now.
And then they're like, to get into the afterlife, you have to beat Super Mario Bros. 3, and you're just screwed.
I'm thinking about like an awful dystopian future of like, yeah, there is some Nintendo content creator that just like got buried with all their stuff, and then the like next person in line of the family is also like a YouTuber and is like, "What's up, guys? I'm gonna be doing an unboxing of all my grandpa's Nintendo stuff," and it's like their coffin. It still would count as
messed
an
up. What are
unboxing.
you? What?
I
What?
don't know.
That's messed up.
You're saying that you can take it with you? I mean, if that's possible.
Well,
that's
then
gonna
if you
happen.
can't take it with you, and you're just gonna grave rob, like they're screwed in the afterlife.
Incredible.
Anyway, Johnny,
Oh yeah, this is
Go
from
on.
John. This is from John from the future. This is me.
which, yeah, Riley, we don't know if it's Johnny who's actually like, if it's a real person or if we've got kind of like a Terminator situation, but we have someone
Okay.
who's Johnny from the future.
Joy.
It says, it doesn't matter how many D's the game has. It has to be a fun game for it to be good.
There you go. That's deep.
That is deep.
That's another D.
Dang. That's deep.
Yeah, no, I think there's a lot of truth in that. I mean, we say it all the time, but it's subjective. It's whatever you like. And it shouldn't matter the way that you play games, or if you're struggling on a game like Super Mario Bros. 3, you'll figure it out eventually. And
I think you need to record your gameplay, and then we'll critique what you need to do.
I know, but I've thought about that. I've thought about streaming Super Mario Bros. 3 because that's good content. Like, I've never played it before. However, I don't know if I want the backseat gaming, and if it is that easy.
It sounds like you might need some just to get through the game.
Yeah, maybe.
Through World 2! World
Yeah.
2!
You're doing the NES version?
Yeah,
They have the Game Boy Advance one too. I don't know if that would.
I know, but which I thought I was supposed to start on NES.
You may as well, if you're already at 4, you may as well get through it.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's on
The
World
Game Boy
2. He's not
Advance
on World 4.
Oh, he's sorry. Okay, if you're on
Level 4. It still is a 4.
4.
Level
Yeah.
4. Level 4 on World 2.
Yeah.
How are you stuck on that? And everyone has
know.
different skill levels and ceilings, and I get it. But how? I don't know how you can't.
I think it's
They
just
can't
that I
do
haven't, if I'm being honest, I don't think that I've spent enough time on it, because anytime that I have been trying to make progress, it's been like a half hour before our show, so I can say that I've played it.
Oh, okay.
I told you
Yeah,
it's a
so-
3-hour game.
I know, but I was playing Pikmin.
Yeah, that you still haven't beat.
No, I did beat it.
Oh.
The main story
just-
or the post game?
I haven't beat the post game yet.
Okay,
Yeah.
pretty.
I've
good.
I've done a little bit of a certain harder
I know where you're going. with
challenge.
this. Yeah. Okay, I know where you're going with that.
Yeah.
It's
Spoilers.
very important that you finish that.
It is important.
Yeah, it's super important
Okay.
because it's going to help you in the later game.
I'm nervous though, and I think that's why a lot of fans were scared of Pikmin, or weren't didn't play Pikmin from the beginning because of time. And without giving anything away, I am running out of time. So
You gotta.
does it
like,
reset?
Are you really? I mean, you can rewind a day.
I don't want to rewind. I mean, I guess if I have to, that's the one thing that is kind of weird about Pikmin 4 is they want you to rewind if you make a mistake, but that's not part of Dandori. The whole point of the game is to
That's not
do
Dandori.
things efficiently. You can't just go back and fix your mistakes like that. You made the mistake and you learn from it. That's the point of Dandori, is it not?
Yeah, but then don't you just do it again?
Yeah. No, I'm not talking about the Dandori missions.
It's just
I'm
the
just talking about-
philosophy of Dandori.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. Oh, but you're saying you just do the same task again?
Yeah, just do it again, but be more efficient.
I guess so.
Do you
know-
need a guide for Pikmin 4 as well?
Yeah, I just am realizing how bad I am at video games. I thought I was really good, and then online came around. This is the reason I don't play Smash online.
Then online came around.
Yeah,
Oh, you're good at Splatoon though, right?
I am. Yeah.
No, he's not. I
Okay.
played with him, and he's always at the bottom. I'm always at the top.
For turf,
Really?
I will admit. Yeah, I don't get a
That's
lot
all
of
that
turf, but
matters. You got to get turf. I don't care about splats. It's all about turf.
It depends on your team. You
No.
need to have an attacker
No, I
because
just
then there's
turf.
less.
But I
was
still
that?
get more splats than you. That's how it works. You get
Riley,
both.
What's your weapon?
Splattershot Pro.
Okay, I usually just go roller.
Yeah,
Roller's nice, covers a lot of ground.
it's
You catch them,
scary.
Just sneak up on people.
Yeah,
if
it's like a
there's,
jump
someone with
scare.
A roller coming at you. It's oh,
You're done.
it's pretty dangerous. So I do like the roller a lot.
I use a splatter shot, which is normal.
Yeah.
Ladder shot's a classic.
Yeah.
You can't beat it.
We're
What,
getting off topic here. That's
A
fine.
little off topic. What team did you choose for the Splatfest? The
recent
last one
one?
that we had. It was vanilla. What was it? It was vanilla strawberry and mint chip.
I mean, you go vanilla, right?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
I feel like vanilla is the easy one.
And it's
that's
not.
one.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's not that it's just vanilla. It's like it's vanilla and it's good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it probably won for other reasons, though, right?
It sure did. Yeah. There's a history of that.
I'm choosing fame on this one.
Are you
You're
really?
Fame? I was
Yeah.
gonna do. I was gonna do love.
Yeah, everybody's doing love.
love
No,
life.
not me.
Everyone's
Fame or
doing
money.
love?
Yeah, everybody's doing
Just
love.
saying.
Fame would
man.
bring money with it, right? I would assume,
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
unless you're like infamous.
Oh, that's where I want to go.
You want to be infamous?
I feel like I'm pretty famous to a select few. I have haters. It counts.
I have haters.
Well, I mean, that's about it. But we did have a comment on here because I made it wasn't a joke. I said my top 3 games of all time last week, and it's Tears of the Kingdom number 1, Breath of the Wild number 2, and Bloodborne number 3, and people thought it was a joke. It's not a joke.
They're a joke for thinking it's a joke. Is that?
All right, let's say, what's your top 3 games of all time?
It changes so much, to be honest. Like, I would say Red Dead Redemption 2, like Portal 2 is really good. Banjo-Kazooie's up there. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's probably my favorite of all time. So I go Smash number 1. I would go... That's tough. Maybe probably Red Dead Redemption 2, and then maybe Banjo-Kazooie?
It was interesting
Portal
when you
so
said,
good.
yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2, then you said Portal 2, but then you didn't say Banjo Tooie.
I
Just
know. I
ruined
I
the
like
sequels.
I know. Banjo-Tooie is a great game. I feel like it's
Yeah.
almost too big,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I like what Banjo is. It's just like kept like nice and tight. Like I can finish it up
Yeah.
pretty quickly if I want to replay it. But Tooie's like it's like way more difficult, I find. Which isn't bad. It's just like so much larger.
Mm-hmm. Well, Johnny, you have closing thoughts? 2D, 3D?
Cheesy, you should finish Super Mario Bros. 3. That's my closing thought.
All right. I will. I will spend more time with it too. Now that I'm done with Pikmin, I don't really have anything else that I'm currently playing, I don't think. So, yeah, I am trying to get to S plus 50. Like that's my next goal, is the road to S plus 50 in Splatoon. That's gonna take a while though. So, yeah.
I believe. I bet you can do it.
Thank you.
Well, thanks, Riley, for being here. Tell everybody where they can find you on the interweb.
Sure. You can find me primarily on X, formerly known as Twitter, at the Riley Little. And then
Cheesy.
also I tweet for Walmart Canada Gaming. So
And Cheesy, where can people find you?
You can find me everywhere. TikTok, X, Threads, Instagram, Twitch, I don't know, everywhere. CheezyC64, CheezyC64.
And I am John Ebo everywhere. Next week, gameplay versus graphics. That's be fun.
Thank you, Riley.
yeah, thanks guys.